All right, welcome everybody. Dr. Ben here, F8 Well Centers. Let's get into some questions today. I know that so many people have questions, don't know what to do with their health, don't know what to do with their issues that are coming about that are restricting their energy and life and focus and all of these different things. How do we know that? Because I'm on a lot of social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all types of different things, and people reach out all the time. So if you've got questions, if you are dealing with health issues that you're not getting resolved, pop the question down below. Also tell me, even if you don't have a question, let me know where you're watching from. Love to see you guys. I'll give you a shout out, and we'll see what you have going on. Listen to what other people are asking about, but really remember, it's more about the philosophy difference than it is about, ooh, take this one supplement or anything that's going to be this magic cure. Hopefully I'll give you some things that'll hopefully be constructive to you. Hey there, Glamid Bisam, they're in Montana. I don't know how you say that one, but good to see you there in Montana. Glam, good to see you. So this is Mama Bear of 4 Blessings, hypothyroidism. So Brooke and Cole from Texas. So Mama Bear of 4 Blessings, I'm assuming you're saying, what is hypothyroidism? What do you do for hypothyroidism? Let's jump into it. Hypothyroidism is all about low thyroid hormone floating around in the body. It's not necessarily a low thyroid function, because the thyroid can actually be functioning just fine, but if you're not transporting those thyroid hormones, if you're not converting your T4 to your T3, you will have problems. So hypothyroid is not just a low thyroid state. You don't just need iodine or selenium. It could be autoimmune. It could be Hashimoto's. So then you've got hypothyroidism. That's what it is. So then what causes hypothyroidism? For a lot of people, upwards of 80% of women, they are dealing with what is called Hashimoto's, and that's going to be where the body is attacking its own thyroid, or the transportation that's moving the thyroid hormones around the body. So then you've got to figure out what the underlying cause is. Some people it's a low pituitary state, some people it's a low conversion state, which is usually a liver or gallbladder issue. So you've got to figure out what is going on there. Hey, good morning in Oregon, and Carla down in Colorado Springs, good to see you. And Marvis in Zambia, great to see you there in Zambia. So hypothyroidism, you've got to get to the root cause. In the traditional medical model, you're going to get given a medication, Synthroid, levothyroxine. Levothyroxine, #1 best-selling drug in this country, in the United States. And if that's all you do, you're not going to fix it. So hold on here. Jump back. There we go. Not sure what happened on that one, guys. Okay, got another question here. This is from Melissa. Top things I can do today to lower TPO antibodies. So in that line, Melissa, so Mama Bear of 4 Blessings, Melissa here has TPO antibodies. You can test that in the blood work. If your doctor's not testing that, let us know. Send us a message. Click that link in the bio, and you can schedule the blood work to be drop shipped to your door. And we test both Hashimoto's markers, TPO and thyroglobulin. So what are some top things you can do right now to lower those? So if it's like in a flare, and a full-blown flare, then you need to do some heavy hitting. You need to do some heavy dose turmeric, resveratrol are going to be good to calm that down. I love SBI. This is immunoglobulins that are going to primarily go into the gut and calm down that immune inflammatory cascade in there. But really, again, you've got to look at all these things. Stabilize your blood sugar, relax your adrenals, get out of that fight or flight state. You need to fix and work on your leaky gut. If you've got an infection going on, chronic infection, you got to deal with that. Vitamin D, you've got to get that up to 80 if you've got autoimmune. So you've got to take this massive step. Next Tuesday, Brittany, go ahead and pop down a link in the comments there. Next Tuesday, we'll be doing a live 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, super in-depth into autoimmune, everything you need to do to get through getting yourself better as far as that goes. So again, welcome. Everybody, let's go here. Mama Bear, I have it unfortunately. So Mama Bear, 4 blessings. Which type of hypothyroid do you have? What about Hashimoto's though? So Sally Cruz 2020. Again, Hashimoto's, you've got to fix the why. If all you do is take a levothyroxine, if all you do is take a T4 medication or even a T3, T4 or Armor Nature NP, you're not fixing the why. You're not fixing why the body's being attacked and why it's being broken down. You've got to take that step back. And we have Gumby 3791. My TPO is 28. My cutoff is 25. So you're pretty much in that Hashimoto's state, and it probably will fluctuate high and low at different times there. So that TPO, look at this basically as an autoimmune state. And here's the major problem for somebody that has Hashimoto's is that the average person that has one autoimmune condition, they have multiple autoimmune conditions. So if you have TPO, there's a very good chance that your ANA is high, your rheumatoid factor. You've got to be looking at all of these other markers there. Marie's got hypo and hyperthyroid. Pure gold man. I have Hashimoto's. Yes. So which type, I would ask, because that's important. TPO is attacking the thyroid. Thyroglobulin is going to be more the transportation around the body there. So let's see who else we got. Judy from North Carolina, can you explain, does vitamin D help to not get COVID? Percentage if you can, and helps to not as bad as if you get it. Cases are rising. A refresher, please. Absolutely, guys. So vitamin D, we've known this all throughout COVID. Way back 2.5 years ago when COVID really got cranking, we know that vitamin D is crucial, and really upwards of 60 to 80 on your vitamin D levels is where you want to be. If you have autoimmune, you want to be upwards of 80 on there. And so if you have a low vitamin D state, even 30, 35, 38, and that's going to be considered low, then you are at a higher risk of getting COVID. You're at a higher risk of going to the hospital with COVID, and you're at a higher risk of dying from COVID. That is what the research shows. Easy enough. All you got to do is get outside between 11 and 1 every day in your bikini. Well, maybe not. Give me a thumbs up. Absolutely necessary. Sure, you need to get some sun. There's some hearts there. Some people might scare the neighbors if they go do that. Just warn them. Doctor says I need to be out here in my bikini. In the winter, that might be a little bit more challenging as well. So most people need to take some external vitamin D to get up to that 60 to 80. Some people actually need 10,000 IU a day to get there. So what are some tips for severe asthma? And I mean severe. So sweet and sassy Amy. So Amy, here's the deal. You have to figure out why you have asthma. And this is the tip that you need, because in the traditional medical model, and if you've had asthma for a long time, they keep looking for that magic thing to suppress your asthma, give you this this inhaler, give you this steroid, whatever it is to squash your asthma. But you've got to figure out why you have asthma. And a lot of people are like, well, it's because I've got it's genetics, or I've had it since I was a kid, or whatever. But there's got to be triggers, and this is what we look at all the time. If you are getting stimulated in this asthma state, then you're going to have other systems that are inflammatory. You may be creating too much mucus. Your gut may be inflamed. And so really, if somebody has asthma, there's no magic natural trick for that. You can't be like, ooh, if you take quercetin, your asthma is going to go away. Could it get better? Sure. Ooh, take berberine. NAC. There's certain things that can help calm down some of that inflammatory process, but ultimately, you've got to look at your gut, you've got to look at your liver, you've got to look at your adrenals and thyroid and inflammatory process. And do you have any autoimmune going on? Any of these things. So here's the deal. If you don't know what is going on and any of you guys need help out there, click the link down in the bio, schedule a discovery call, send us a direct message, and we can go through and get that blood work scheduled, whether it's in one of our offices. So again, FA Well Centers, we are in Colorado as well as Tennessee. We have multiple offices and we see patients all over the country. So we can drop ship that kit to your door. If you don't know, Amy, if you don't know what is causing that asthma, you've got to figure that out. Yes, you can take quercetin and turmeric and NAC and some of those, but that is not going to fix it. Change the World 998. I have hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids, hey, everybody loves hemorrhoids, right? Thanks for being honest there. And hemorrhoids, think about this. The adrenal glands, there are stress glands, they sit on top of the kidneys. They're going to give tone to our blood vessels. So for most people, if they are having adrenal issues, then their blood vessels are kind of like this. They're not holding that tone like they're supposed to. Some people, they'll get dizzy when they go from squatting to standing. If that's you, that's an adrenal issue. Number one stressor to the adrenal glands is blood sugar swings, especially the dips in there. So hemorrhoids is usually an adrenal issue. You've got to stabilize the blood sugar. Yes, you can do some topical things. There's some natural topical aids you can do. Check your local health food store, but you've got to fix those adrenals first. That's going to be most important. Carla, you just answered my D3 dilemma. Bless you, Doc. You are so welcome. Hope that is helpful. And let's see. Is there a specific blood panel that should be done after someone has been diagnosed with functional neurologic disorder? Yes, I'm going to go through. So take down a piece of paper and a pen and write these things down. You've got to run through all of these markers because this is, if you think about this functional neurologic disorder, what does that even mean? Well, your body's going haywire and there's probably some autoimmune component to it. There's some inflammatory component to it, lots of different things. So a functional neurologic disorder, we go, okay, you need to run ferritin. Ferritin, my number one most favorite marker that you can look at. You need, and that's going to tell us inflammation, blood sugar imbalances, fatty liver, all kinds of things. You need to run triglycerides, non-fasting, insulin, non-fasting. You need to run ANA, which is an autoimmune marker, as well as rheumatoid factor, which is another autoimmune marker. You need to run C-reactive protein and homocysteine. Those are two inflammatory markers. You need to run GGT, which is telling us about fatty liver. And you also need to make sure that you're looking at your CBC, your lymphocytes, eosinophils, neutrophils, those different immune system markers, because that's going to tell us a whole lot about which potential infection is going on that could be contributing to some of this. If you need help, if your doctor won't run all those, let us know and we can get that to you anywhere in the country. Can lupus affect this? Not sure what you're talking about this, but lupus is an autoimmune disease. That's usually when we see ANA high. ANA is an autoimmune marker. We test that on everybody. And so we see with ANA high, could be lupus, could be Sjogren's, could be mixed connective tissue, but most of the time that is lupus. So what is that? Well, that's going to be attacking tissue in the body, potentially in the intestines, in the different organ systems. It could affect your hands, circulation, a lot of different places lupus can go, but it's the same thought process. It's autoimmune. You've got to calm down that autoimmune reaction and look for blood sugar, adrenals, leaky gut, vitamin D, infections, environmental issues, all of those things. So SAD 1233210, what kind of doctor are you? So I practice what's called functional medicine. And functional medicine is where we get to the underlying root cause. In the traditional medical model, you cover things up. So you block enzymes, you inhibit receptors, you try to suppress symptoms. And yet what we do is, let's figure out why. Why does somebody have lupus? Why does somebody have MS? Why does somebody have 20 bowel movements a day and they're just having all of these issues? So we practice what is called functional medicine. Suze Leanne, where does the sugar go when you are spiking? So here's the 3 places the sugar goes, Suze. And this is really important because this is going to determine what type of problems you're having. First is it goes to our cells. We need it in our brain, in our muscles, everything. We're going to use it. Everything we need, great. Once that's filled up, it goes into our liver. And once it's in the liver, that's going to be for immediate storage. If you go hypoglycemic, you're going to grab that glucose out of there and you're going to use it for energy. So the second it goes to the liver, and that's why a lot of people get fatty liver, is because it goes into the liver, out of the liver, into the liver, out of the liver, over and over and over. And that's why we see that GGT over 20, and that is what's called fatty liver. Number 3, this is everybody's favorite, then we're like, hey, we got plenty. Where do we want to store this for later when we don't have enough calories, when it's a long, cold winter, whatever? Then we say, oh, well, let's put it in fat storage. So Suze, when you get excess sugar and these sugar spikes, you're going to store it as fat. And here's the part that is really not fair, is that as you start putting body fat on, you actually make more fat cells. But then when you lose body fat, when you lose weight, those cells don't go away. And so then when you put weight back on next time, those cells go, sweet, I'm already here, and it goes up a whole lot faster. So it's not really fair. Lisa Smith, MS, what would you do? Here we go. MS, with this, we help patients all the time with MS. We've helped them reverse and repair their damage in their plaquing on the MRI. But again, same thought process. You've got to stabilize the blood sugar. Number 1, every time it goes up too high, every time it goes down too low, you rev up that immune system and you damage more tissue. You've got to fix the adrenals. If someone's in this chronic fight or flight, they're going to keep their immune system revved up. You've got to fix any infections. A lot of times there's a chronic Epstein-Barr virus. You've got to look for viral infections. You've got to fix leaky gut, small intestine lining malabsorption. You are not going to do very well with that. And then you've got to get your vitamin D upwards of 80. And just we go through step by step by step. I've done multiple videos. Brittany, if you want to click some of the links on YouTube on there, we've got over 700 videos on YouTube. If you have not been on our YouTube channel, check it out, and you could spend days watching all types of things. But it's way easier to search, and they're like anywhere from 5 to 15, 30-minute long videos. So lots of good information on there as well. And then also next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we will be going live on a in-depth on what you need to do for autoimmune. Connie, do you do organic acid testing? So organic acid testing is okay. You can look for hormones and some different things, but we get a lot more information out of the other testing we do. And my philosophy is, unless it's going to be a needle mover, I'm not going to just do a bunch of testing. Some people do $2,000 worth of testing and it doesn't change what they're doing. And for us, for a couple $100, we're able to get a killer blood panel run, and then we're able to take massive action. And if we need to do any more testing down the road, we can. I stopped drinking alcohol and lost 50 pounds in about 2 years. Good job. I bet your liver appreciates that too. Anything special when trying to help with, I think that was PCOS. I jumped ahead here, sorry. Yeah, anything special when trying to conceive with Hashimoto's, hypothyroid, and PCOS. So you need enough thyroid hormone to get pregnant and to sustain a pregnancy. Just worked on a lady yesterday. We helped her get pregnant. She's got a little 5-month-old baby, and that was a huge part of it, getting her enough thyroid hormone and getting her where she needed to be. So PCOS, think about this, polycystic ovarian syndrome. You have cysts on your ovaries. 95% of the time, that is insulin resistance. We have to get that blood sugar stabilized. Every one of our patients goes away with a continuous glucose monitor, and they are able to see exactly why that goes up, why it goes down. For your Hashimoto's, which is autoimmune, you are revving up and going down, revving up and going down. So every time that blood sugar spikes and crashes, you are destroying more tissue, but you're also creating more PCOS and causing more DHEA, testosterone. So you've got to get that blood sugar stabilized. My hypothyroidism is Epstein-Barr virus test, a way to go, and a nutritional panel. So sure, you can go and see if you have Epstein-Barr virus, because if you have hypothyroidism, you have very good chance you have Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is autoimmune. If you have autoimmune, very good chance that there's a viral infection driving that. So whether it's Epstein-Barr virus or not doesn't really matter, because we're going to go through the process of helping support the immune system, building it up, giving your body the best chance possible to deal with that virus. But if you're running tests, by all means, go ahead and do that Epstein-Barr virus test, and that's going to make a huge difference. Hey, Valerie, thank you for the rose. What kind of doctor are you? I'm new here. So again, we're looking at functional medicine. Mama Bear of Four Blessings. No Hashimoto's. Did you test TPO and thyroid globulin? And what levels were you looking for? Felicia, I have Crohn's. Okay, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, any of these things, the vast majority of people can reverse these. We see it all the time in patients. Going to the bathroom 20, 30 times a day, totally flared up. This is an inflammatory, potentially autoimmune. That gut is enraged and not happy, all those things. So you've got to go through the steps of healing up that gut lining, calming down that immune inflammatory cascade, stabilizing your blood sugar, helping that microbiome, killing off bad stuff, bringing in good stuff, helping the enzymes, whatever is going on there. But Crohn's, absolutely. Click the link in the bio, schedule a discovery call, and we will sit down and talk with you step by step through that process of what it looks like. But we see Crohn's heal up all the time. And let's see this one. And so if I don't get to your guys' question, leave it down below and we will keep going through these all day. Still have neurological symptoms from COVID vaccine. Has been 8 months since last vaccine. Also have Hashimoto's, CRP02. Any suggestions on getting the immune system calmed down? So Caroline, this is what we see. It's almost the same as what we were doing before COVID, before people got inflammation from COVID shots, whatever it is. It's the same thought process. We have to go through and look at each and every system, calm them down, get them into the best state possible, so that you cannot have this inflammatory cascade going on, and you've got to get it stabilized. So look through each and every one of these systems. Watch that video next week, the hour-long live that we're going to be doing. It really is the same thought process, whether it's this neurologic inflammatory symptoms, whatever it is, we've got to get that calmed down. How do you monitor continuous blood sugars? So it is called a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. It's this little patch, goes on the arm, goes on the abdomen, either one, and it is going to tell you, it's going to shoot it over to your phone, Bluetooth it to your phone every 5 minutes, tells you exactly what that blood sugar is all the time. So it's pretty amazing. Way better. For years we used finger prick glucose monitoring, way easier now. So Facebook user, not sure which one you are, but thank you, Dr. Ben. I'll get the blood panel ordered from your office. Yeah, no matter where you are in the country, we can get that ordered. No matter where you are in the world, we can work with you. I have hypothyroidism and Graves. Yeah, that's a bummer. This is Boxer LVR72. Hypothyroidism, you're on low, and you have Graves. Wouldn't be surprising if there's some Hashimoto's in there. You've got to calm down that autoimmune going on. So can lupus cause thyroid issues? No, lupus doesn't cause that. Remember, lupus is the end stage. This is Marie. Lupus is the symptom. That's the autoimmune. The immune system is the cause. That inflammatory cascade is the cause. All of these other Y's are the cause, just like thyroid issues. If that is autoimmune as well, that's Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is the symptom of ill health. It's the symptom of autoimmune, of the system going crazy. So neither of those are causes of anything. They are the symptoms. You've got to calm down those causes, and that's how lupus, Hashimoto's, all of those get better. So vitamin D, are you saying 35 milligrams, 35 micrograms, 35 IU? Here you go. Vitamin D, you want your vitamin D for the vast majority of people, 60 to 80. So it's going to take a lot of people, 5,000, even 10,000 IU per day to get up to that level. If you are taking that dosage, make sure you're checking it on a regular basis and make sure you are are dealing with that. COVID a month ago now, it hurts to touch my skin, my stomach, and all the way down the spine. So here's the deal. You are in this inflammatory cascade. Your body's revved up. You've got to do everything possible to get that down. Turmeric, resveratrol. You've got to work through this process of calming this down and really think about it as almost autoimmune. Anything that we look at this immune inflammatory cascade, you've got to calm that down. Hey Stephanie, yep, hyperthyroid Graves. I take the thyroid squashing. So here's the deal. You still have to look at this as an autoimmune condition. Yes, you've got to do what you got to do. Graves, it'll kill you if you don't deal with it appropriately, and you got to take the medication and all that, but you still have to fix the why. That's the autoimmune component, and if you're just taking an immune suppressant, methotrexate, Humira, any of those, you are not going to fix it. So that is definitely going to be an issue. So here's the deal, guys. I've got a patient. I got to go. If you need support, if you're not getting the results that you want, and just keep asking questions. Once I jump off the live, just jump onto our TikTok page and ask more questions on there. So in the Q&A is a great place to go. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, just leave them down below, and my team will get to those, and I will give them answers throughout the day. So here's the deal. If you're not getting answers, if you're not getting results, click the link in the bio if you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook, send us a DM. If you're on YouTube, leave a message, and we will get you guys the information you need, either to come into one of our offices in Colorado, Tennessee, if you're within a radius of there, you can come in, or if you're flying into Nashville for a party or whatever, come see us. Otherwise, we can drop ship this blood work anywhere in the country. We can get it out to you guys. You can see exactly what our panel looks like. We'll talk to you about the process. We'll sit down on a discovery call, go over this whole thing. Then we can get it shipped. You get it drawn locally, local phlebotomist, like if you've ever had health insurance or life insurance run, they come to the house, pull that out. Same person can spin that down, ship it out, and then from there, one of my FA doctors will sit down with you, go over line by line by line, and show you exactly what's going on. And so we work with patients all over the world. If you need support, if you need help, let us know, get a hold of us, and we would love to get you your life back. Again, next Tuesday, check out my live webinar. We're going to be doing an hour in-depth into autoimmune, anything and everything you want to know, answering questions, all of that. So take care, guys. Great having you on.